there, everybody. This is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a preview of an upcoming game, Witchbound. You'll be interacting with locations and people and solving riddles and things in a narrative adventure with reading passages. And as always, we get no compensation for our coverage. We just want to help you make an informed decision. And if you like the content on the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also check out our separate streaming channel for even more content, listen to our podcast with 1 to 2 episodes per week, or join the conversation on our Discord. So as I said, Witchbound is an adventure game with a lot of narrative passages. It's very basic. You'll be in a specific scene, and that scene will have arrows taking you to other places you can go, and then it'll have little points of interest you can interact with, looking at them, talking to them, giving them items, all of which will be based on numbers. So like you'll combine the item's number with the character's number, or generic action numbers with the character number to get passages in a book, and that will give you the narrative flavor text and tell you what effects happen, what items they give you, what damage you suffer, like taking you into combat, that kind of stuff. It's a very straightforward game. Those are really like the major mechanics. There are some extra things around like lunar phases and inventory, but we're not really going to see much of those in this very quick prologue, so I'm not going to worry about explaining them right now. And like I said, this is a prologue, a very simple demo of the game. Even in another build I saw of the game, there are already tons more like little things to interact with, including like hidden numbers and such. So what you're going to see is a very quick, like down and dirty version of the game. There'll be a lot more in the final release. All right, so let's get to it. You wake up with a start, finding yourself in your bedroom. You've been hearing the same whispered voice every night since you arrived on the island. Find me, repeated 3 times. When you mentioned it to your grandmother, she just smiled and told you to embrace the island's mysteries. She says that the island is still infused with magic, even though it's been over a century since the last witch lived. Despite this, the voice seems to be calling out to you, and you aren't one to ignore the opportunity for adventure. It's time to find what is clearly trying to be found. And our objective is to find the source of the whispers. Let's go to our first scene. Here we go, our lovely little bedroom. Not much going on in here. I don't see any numbers at all. Sometimes there are hidden numbers, but in the demo they don't have very many of those. So we can just travel to scene 2. And here we go. We've got a bit more here. We've got our granny, who's number 24. We can travel outside of the house. Granny's been washing apparently a little bit. And we've also got a 50 on the door here. And for any numbers you find, you always have the 2 generic interactions. With a 1, you can look at it, and with a 2, you can touch it or talk to it, based on whether it's a door, touch, or a person, talk. So let's just do kind of all of these. We'll do a 124, 150, 224, 250. Your grandmother is a short, stout lady who always keeps her silver hair in a bun and wears a white apron. No matter how old it gets or how messy she is, it never seems to get dirty. Hello there, dear. Care for a fresh muffin? Ooh, gain item muffin. And the number there, 37, is now something I can interact with. So I could, for example, give my grandmother back her own muffin. I would just put that number, 37, in front of her number, 24. And it says, oh, if I've completed the quest, fresh flowers now. I wonder if I might ask a small favor of you. Could you please bring me some fresh flowers for the guest rooms? They do add a nice bit of color. Here are a few coins if you need them. Okay, so we got to get fresh flowers for our granny, and we get 4 coins, which is number 7. So we can pay somebody money by adding a 7 in front of their number. And there's a character sheet to keep track of all of these things, by the way. It also shows you your basic actions. Oh, and there's one I didn't realize. You can look at things in your inventory by reading their matching number. For example, a muffin made by your granny. Thanks, game. I still want to check out that door. 150. The wooden door is solid looking and has a large keyhole under the handle. A sign on the door reads, cellar. Keyhole. That's not looking too lucky, but let's try touching it. Which again is a number 2. 250. You reach for the handle, but the door is locked and doesn't budge. Yeah, as we imagined. And no, I just looked and there is no 3750. I can't throw the muffin at the door. Come on, game. All right, thanks, Granny. That seems to be it for now, so let's go out to scene 3. And here we go. We're outside in the town square, and even in this one, when I played before, there were a lot more numbers to interact with, like a whole bunch. But here they've really limited it for the demo to keep it smaller. So we've got Marin and Marine over here. We've got Petal. We've got Carrie. Oh, man, is that really it? Yeah, geez, there were so many more things in the other version I played, but that's okay. It'll keep things quicker. So let's just do one at a time, right? We'll start with left to right. So we'll look at Marin, talk to Marin, maybe give her a muffin or some coins if we need to. The child's clothes are more akin to rags than clothing. She is barefoot and her hair has twigs and debris tangled in it, but she wears a big smile as she stares triumphantly at the insects in her hand. Marin, what is your life? Let's talk to her.
Hi, want to see my new friends? I just caught them. They are called glow bugs because they glow in the dark.
The girl looks up at you and her eyes light up.
Hey, you look like a witch. I wish I could pretend to be a witch too, but I don't have any of that cool stuff.
Oh, gain quest. Wanna be witch. Help Marin pretend to be a witch. Would a muffin or a coin help her? Probably not. I guess we'll come back. And who is next? Oh, look at this. Petal seems to be peddling some flowers, which I bet my grandmother would like. The young woman stands in front of the flower booth with an ear-to-ear smile, happily waving at anyone that walks by or looks her way. She wears a set of colorful wings on her back. Cosplaying as a fairy, I see. Hi, I have a most wondrous selection of flowers for sale. Care to take a look? You may purchase any of the items below. Okay. So I can buy some flowers for 2 coins. You know, I like the bartering system. I'm going to try giving her a muffin before I go down to money. Oh my, you are a kind spirit. I must repay you. Take these beautiful flowers. Yeah, there we go. They will surely brighten your day as you have mine. Lose my muffin, get some flowers. That's right. That's right. We don't need money, people. Now, we could go see our granny now, but let's talk to Carrie and maybe that guy she's talking with. The girl is chatting with someone that looks a lot like her while waving around a rod with a crescent moon on its... Ooh, a rod with a crescent moon on its end. Oh, hello. Can you help settle an argument for us? My sister thinks the muffins from the inn are blueberry, but I say they're elderberry. Problem is, we spent our last money at the gift shop, so we can't buy any muffins. Oh, darn it. I guess, can I go get another muffin for my granny? Let's go see. So I'm moving back in. I'm going to talk to her again. I don't think she has a limit on muffins. Looks like she's got a whole bunch to go around. And then I can also give her the flowers. But let's start with the quest. Thank you, dear. These are lovely. Okay, so we would stop there if we'd already completed the quest. We could just bring her more flowers. I appreciate you helping me out with these. That said, I do have another ask of you before you run off. I've been hearing some sounds down in the cellar at night. I'm sure it's just pesky nibblers, but those steps are hard on my old legs. Perhaps you wouldn't mind going down there to figure out where they are coming from. Do be careful, though, dear, as they like to bite. Okay. We get a cellar key, number 12. And now, okay, good. This is what I thought. Hello, dear. Care for a fresh muffin? I think I can just get infinity muffins. Let's go. So yeah, since I've completed the quest Fresh Flowers, nothing else happens, but I have some more muffins. Let's move back here and resolve the great muffin debate. Is that for me? Those muffins are so delicious. Thank you. She takes a large bite of the muffin and looks intently at her sister as she chews. I knew it. They are elderberry. Thank you for proving me right. I have an extra wand from the gift shop. Here, you take it. Thanks. And oh, we got a wand, 33. Now, again, the demo is pretty straightforward with what you're doing. There are more options in the full game. But let's go give the little dirty child something to play with besides bugs. That's a really cool wand. Okay, is that really for me? I always wanted to pretend to be a witch. Thank you, thank you. Here, take this. Okay, we lose a wand. We get a glow bug. Yay. You're 46. A small insect with several colorful translucent wings flies around the small container. Okay, it's in a container. Thank you, child. At night, these insects glow brightly and are attracted to loud noises. Interesting. But enough of that. In this limited demo, we have fully exhausted things in the town square. Well, not fully. We could, show the bug to people and stuff. But let's stay on the straight and narrow. And go unlock the cellar door, which is 1250. The key fits snugly into the lock, and the door opens, revealing a staircase leading down into a dimly lit room. We got a new path, M4. Let's go. Hey everybody, this is Mike from the future. I realized that I made a rules mistake. This page is where I started. The A letter you see at the bottom of this page is actually supposed to indicate that we spawn an encounter. In this case, the one that just popped up on screen, the Nibbler Swarm. And many encounters are like this one, where if you try to do anything except to deal with them, you'll lose 1 heart. Although you can leave this location if you want to try to find something to get rid of them. And here, based on the name Nibbler, I went and got another muffin and threw it to them. That changed them from their 19 to their 10 instruction, which basically means they were distracted eating. But then I couldn't find anything else to deal with them, so I just went through the box into the cave anyway, which meant I would have taken a heart damage. You can go to your bed and rest to heal. I'm assuming later in the campaign there'll be other ways to heal. So once again, there was a lot more the last time I looked at this, but 98. Let's look and touch, and maybe throw some coins or a glow bug at it. The stack of wooden crates are dust-covered and worn. In the dim light, there seems to be a rather large hole in the wall, easily big enough to crawl through, and I say no. Okay, let's push it. Moving the crates aside, you can see a hole in the base of the wall, easily big enough for you to crawl through. Peering into the hole, you only see darkness, but can hear the squeals of more nibblers deep within. Oh, gain prompt secret tunnel 4. Interesting. So it means I can, talk to my granny about that for now. So we can go to M5, but let's go chat with granny first. 424. My goodness, what a discovery. I can't imagine what's in there. I'll need to have someone fix that up for us. In the meantime, just be careful if you go down there, please, dear. All right, well, let's travel through. So we've got a treasure chest over here, 86. We've got What is that? 62. Let's look at that. Mike from the future again. There's another force encounter, the B at the bottom. It's this card here, Complete Darkness, which says you can't do anything until it's defeated. This one, though, is incredibly easy. I just used the glow bug I had already traded for, and it defeated the encounter immediately. So that was a lot easier than the Nibblers. Ooh, the pile of rubble is made up of rocks of various sizes. You may be able to find a few good enough to use as ammo to throw at apprentice witches and bug children. I do think you get a slingshot, so I'm guessing what that's for. Yeah, there we go. You scour the pile of rocks looking for ones the right shape and size and manage to find several. Gain ammo pebbles. Times 9, wow. And hey, last time, Mike from the future again. I found a use for these rocks. Remember the nibblers I left eating my grandma's muffins? I I threw a rock at them once they were distracted with eating, and the encounter was defeated. So I was able to walk freely through the cellar once again. Okay, and then 186. The wooden chest is worn and dust-covered. There doesn't seem to be a lock on it, but as you draw near, the voice you've been hearing suddenly echoes loudly in the cavern. Find me! All right, well, let's open this thing. The lid opens with a creak. The inside is full of dust and cobwebs and appears to be empty. Looking closer, you see a small box in the corner of the chest. As soon as you picked up the box and lifted it out of the chest, the voice stopped and the cave fell silent. It had been quite an adventurous day, so you decided to head back to your room and not mention the box to your grandmother, oh Trixie, although you couldn't quite explain why. The box sat on your bed, beckoning you. Upon closer inspection, you saw that it was made of dark purple wood and had intricate markings etched all over it. A golden clasp with a small keyhole kept the lid locked. You reached into the drawer next to your bed and retrieved the set of lockpicks that your father had given you as a birthday gift. Working the picks into the keyhole while trying to remember how your father showed you proved tricky. After a few moments, there was a faint click and the lid of the box popped open. Inside was a silver amulet on a long, thin chain and a rolled-up piece of parchment. The amulet begged to be worn, and so without knowing exactly why, you placed it around your neck. A bit of relief washed over you when nothing happened. Thinking these things might just be fancy trinkets from the gift shop, you pulled out the parchment and unrolled it. The page was almost entirely blank, but for a single sentence in the middle of the page written in small, shiny green ink. A witch I wish to be, a witch for all to see. I wish to waken the witch inside of me. The words seem silly, but you read them aloud anyway. It's unwise. I'm gonna, Evil Dead this thing up with the Necronomicon, unsure of why you were doing so. As soon as you spoke the final word, yep, here we go, a bright flash erupted from the amulet around your neck, accompanied by a feeling of intense cold throughout your body. When your eyes adjusted to the dim light of the room, you looked down at the parchment again. To your surprise, the words were changing. Congratulations, young witch. You didn't read these words aloud, but as you read them, you wished you hadn't. And that's it. Like I said, it's a very short little demo. So what are my thoughts so far? Well, as you can see, it's very tough to tell at this point, what the full game will be. But things I like. I like the art style. I think the way they're presenting the scenes is very fun. And the little world, from what I've seen of it so far, seems interesting. It seems like a family-friendly adventure. Hopefully that's true. I hope it doesn't get, super dark. Because I'm thinking this is a game I could, show my kids, for example. The writing seems pretty good, pretty straightforward. As you saw, there is a lot of, going into, little quick entries. So it's not like you read a ton at one time, but also it could annoy some people having to, flip back and forth in the book. I'm, of course, a old choose-your-own-adventure veteran, so it didn't bother me at all, but it might bother some people. And there are some opportunities for, sort of combat. I mean, I wouldn't really call it combat because you still, defeat these people from what I've seen by, interacting with them, giving them the right item or using the right item to drive them off. So it's certainly not a violent game. If you're looking for dungeon crawly adventure, I don't think this will be it. But from what I've seen, it seems charming. I mean, the big questions for me are going to be how much content in there, how long is the adventure? Clearly the demo is extremely quick. And how much will it cost? Because if those two things intersect, I'm totally in. I want to see more of this. If it's super expensive for what you get or just extremely short, then my interest will probably wane some. But it should be on crowdfunding pretty soon. I have a link in the video description, so go check it out for yourself and see what you think. Good gaming, everyone, and I'll see you at the next stop.